synergy. That's the word for this podcast. We're mixing up too, just like you might mix up some cereals in a bowl. Tonight's episode is a mixture of the Pixel People pod, and there's a reason I called Chris the Podfather, because he did it first. Chris, tell them the name of your podcast when you started out.
The Box Top Pod.
So tonight, two pods clash into one powerful podcast. Yeah. Chris, tell them what tonight's episode's about.
We're going to talk about the world's greatest food, cereal.
Yep. That's what we'll be discussing here in a little bit. But before that, we have, as always, Jan's Gnarly News.
Here we go. Jan's Gnarly News. Jan's Gnarly News.
Hit us with that news, Jan.
Here's your June 29th, 1980-something Jan's Gnarly News. June 29th, 1980, singer Brian Johnson performed his first show with AC/DC.
Wow.
That was a pretty good replacement.
Yeah.
Pretty good choice.
Yeah. You can't argue. Everybody wants to argue. It's actually kind of popular now to people be like, oh, the Brian Johnson era was inferior to the Bon Scott era. But that get out of here. That was one that it was, at best a wash. The Bon Scott era was great, but Brian Johnson came in there and kept that band alive. And Back in Black's one of the largest selling albums of all time. And it's because he's the guy they picked. So let's not, that's a big anniversary. And he's still doing it. He's like 78 and still out there. Somehow can still growl those vocals. So God bless him.
Released June 29th, 1981, Kim Wilde's debut album, Kim Wilde.
Does that have Hot Child in the City in it?
No, it has Kids in America.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that was the wrong singer anyway, so yeah. Kids in America. That's a good song.
Released June 29th, 1982, the Pointer Sisters' ninth studio album, So Excited.
That's a good
They
song.
just can't
right
hide
now.
it. They just can't hide
They
it.
can't hide it.
I know.
Everybody lose control, and I think they liked it.
Oh, yeah.
That reached number 24 on U.S. Billboard Top R&B chart and number 59 on U.S. Billboard 200 charts.
How did that only hit 59? I remember that song being so big. How did it only push that album up to 59? How did it only go to 24 on the R&B? You think the Pointer Sisters are like a guaranteed lock for at least a top 5 or on an R&B chart?
I didn't realize this until I started looking into this, that the Pointer Sisters were the first artists to release a cover version of Prince's song, I Feel For You, in 1983. Chaka Khan's version was 1984.
Oh, yeah.
Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan.
Yeah, another song that Prince wrote so many hits for so many people that nobody realized.
I just remember that. Chaka Khan.
Yeah.
Chaka Khan.
Chaka Khan, let me rock it, Chaka Khan.
Yeah, it was great.
I still can't believe though that Pointer Sisters album I'm so excited only went to. That's crazy. That song was so big. I mean, it was used in movies and stuff too. That was a big song. Mm-hmm. Oh well, shows you what I know.
Released June 29th, 1984, Cannonball Run 2.
Oh.
Inferior by far to the first, but still watchable.
But still a entertaining movie for sure.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
I watched it again. It's funny. It was on Tubi last year, and I thought, I haven't watched this one in a while, and I'm going to watch it. So I started watching. It's one of those times when, it's one of those Saturdays where Jan took the girls down to the creek, and they were down there, and I was sitting there here at the house by myself in the basement watching movies. I remember getting like 20 minutes into it, and I get the text like, it's about to rain, come down here to pick us up. So I drove the truck down there and brought them back up. And then like a couple weeks later, I was like, start back. And I watched like another 20 minutes of it, and something happened. I had to stop it. And then like a month or so later, I thought, I'm going to finish it. I went and looked, and they pulled it off of Tubi. I was like, dadgum. And then I noticed like a couple months later, it was back on Tubi. So I just finished it. And I was like, it's better than I remembered it being compared to like the first one. Like it's no god-awful movie as Caddyshack 2, the worst sequel ever. But, it's got Frank Sinatra in it, so I mean, it's.
I remember
Jim Neighbors.
Yeah,
Had Jim Neighbors in it.
Yeah.
We were talking about Cannonball months ago.
Yeah,
and you're like, it's on Tubi, or no? I said, hey, Google was showing it's on Tubi, and I went look, it's just Cannonball Run 2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
I was like, so upset.
But I have the DVD of. I used to have on Cannonball Run when I worked at Rose's in the early '90s. We sold videos there, VHS tapes, and they had Cannonball Run, and I bought it. And I was like, awesome, man, because I loved that movie as a kid. So I took it home and watched it, and I was like, seems like they've overdubbed some words in this. And I noticed that they cleaned it up a little bit. And I looked on the back, and it was from Good Time Video, which put out all this stuff, but they'd edit the bad words out and stuff, and that thing was garbage. And then like 4 or 5 years later, I got my DVD player, and I ran out and bought it. I have it still to this day on DVD. I made Jan watch it last year. I love that movie.
Had you ever seen it before then?
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
I have a
had been
Cannonball
long
Run.
time.
See that over there, Chris? If you can see the Ghostbusters and the Back to the Future,
Okay.
that white
Yeah.
sign above them, that's the Cannonball Run.
Nice. Oh yeah, I can tell.
You know
Yeah.
who I liked in this movie?
Who?
Mary
Burt.
Lou Henner.
Oh.
Yeah, she was good in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say Burt Reynolds.
Yeah,
he was
wild
good, too.
stab in the dark there.
Jamie
Yeah.
Farr. a lot
Charles
of stars
Klinger.
in this.
I like Charles Nelson Riley. He was in it.
Catherine Bach was even in it.
Yep, she was replaced the other girls.
Was
from the
Jackie
first-
Chan in this one?
I think he
Yes.
might have been. Yeah,
Yes, he
yeah.
was.
I can't remember if he's in one or two, but
Yeah.
yeah.
He's in 1 and 2.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, no, there's very rarely that a sequel's as good as the first. If you're not Godfather, Godfather 2, that's it. But that's a worthy watch. It's better than, I'll tell you this. Not besides being better than Caddyshack 2. It's better than Smoking the Bandit 2, and I'll die on that hill. People might want to argue, but I think Smoking the Bandit 3, which Burt Reynolds isn't even in, is better than 2. 2's god awful. Them riding around town with an elephant in a truck. It's stupid. So,
Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
by the way, that elephant is still alive. So from Smoking the Bandit 2, I have a news alert set from Google with that elephant in there to let me know the day that elephant dies.
Why do you want to know when he dies?
Because when I looked it up several years ago and saw that it was still alive at a zoo somewhere, I thought that's wild. And for some reason, I just said, I'm going to set a Google alert because I want to see how long that elephant will live.
Okay.
So it's at least 50 years old now, probably.
June 29th, 1985, David Bowie and Mick Jagger released their Dancing in the Street song.
Not as good as the Van Halen cover of it, but, and I will say this, as much as I love Mick Jagger, the hilarious video they do of that where they've took the music out and it's just them dancing. Have you seen that? Mm-mm. It's hilarious.
It's like those videos you see where they'll take the music out and then you just see like Dave Lee Roth up there going,
Oh
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Yeah,
They did that with that
yeah,
one,
that's
and
funny.
it's so funny because it's bad.
Well, somebody liked it because it became number one in the UK.
The British don't have great
They had
taste.
originally planned to perform the track live together, but in different parts of the world
Yeah,
for Live Aid. But then they realized that there was going to be a satellite glitch where they wouldn't be able to do it in unison, so they scrapped that idea.
speaking of Live Aid, that'll be one of our podcasts coming up.
Nice.
I'll still say every cover song that Van Halen ever did, at least with the Roth era, was far superior to the original one they did, including Pretty Woman, to me. And that Dancing in the Streets Van Halen did is an awesome cover.
Yeah, Pretty Woman's great too.
Yep.
Do you know who originally did that song?
Which song?
The Chandels.
No, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas.
Oh, okay. I knew it was,
Oh, you had the Dale part right.
yeah, I knew it was something like that.
You had
yeah.
something Dale
From
right.
1964.
Old Motown song.
June 29th, 1987, Great White released their third album, Once Bitten.
Oh,
It had Rock Me, Save Your Love, Lady Red Light, and All Over Now.
Yep.
It went on to be platinum.
That's
yeah.
it.
There's some good songs.
That's crazy.
They did not get the attention that they deserved, in my
Except with
opinion.
Jan.
Except
Yeah.
for with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number one fan.
Yep.
She's the Todd Spiegel of
Great White.
Great White
Yeah.
fans.
Jack Russell. Released June 29th, 1988, Coming to America.
I could almost quote you
Great
every line
movie.
from that movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
It was a box office powerhouse.
That boy's good. Good and terrible. Me and Matt Welch used to sit and watch that movie so many times. That good and terrible line, I know he's used that line on me 1,000 times in our lives. It was that I would impersonate the barbers in that movie. There's so much good stuff in that movie.
Yeah.
The underappreciated scene in that movie. It's when the landlord's showing their apartment and the police tape is still there, and he said, "Yeah, used to rent this out to a blind man, and he died, and it still had the police tape there, and the police tape was around a human body and then a dog." And he goes, "Damn shame what they did that dog." That gets me every time. I was like, that's one of the lines that people just don't appreciate enough.
Released June 29th, 1989, Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx.
That was the summer of Richard Marx was 89.
Yeah.
I remember he was
Yep.
everywhere and massive.
I wonder what he does now.
He
Was
tours with
He does?
him and Rick Springfield tour.
Oh, okay. Is that it? Wait a minute.
Richard
Okay.
Marx and Rick Springfield toured together last year.
Okay. Well, they're the ones that were here in Newton.
How much I meant to ask you a second ago? Did you find out how much? You said it was a box office juggernaut or whatever coming to America. Do you know how much money it made? Okay,
You want me to look it up?
it don't matter. I just thought maybe you had it right
That
there.
was the beginning. That movie, step back on that a minute. That was Eddie Murphy sort of made it a thing to play multiple characters.
Yeah,
You know?
he did it well.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about that, and then the other one he had Nutty Professor. like with so much that he did?
That's a pale's comparison to Norbit.
Which
I love Norbit.
I do not like Norbit at all.
I love Norbit.
I dislike that movie immensely.
It grossed an estimated 288 to 350 million
And
on
that
a
was then.
36 million
Yeah.
budget.
Crazy. It's probably 500 million
Inflation
now.
now, that'd be 500 to 600
Yeah.
million now. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Norbit is one of those that I have to watch over and over, or used to have to watch over and over with a grandkid that loved it.
Yep.
I will never see Norbit again.
I'm gonna hold a screening here.
Good.
For Norbit fans.
I'll make sure that I'm out of town that weekend. Norbit fan?
Yeah,
You can't be plural.
fans.
No, Norbit fan.
All right.
Grey Cook.
All right, June 29th, 1989, Santa Barbara won its second Emmy in a row. Outstanding Daytime Drama.
The daytime Emmy.
Did y'all not watch
That's
that?
like a
Y'all
Razzie.
were like,
No, I think that
Soap
was
opera people.
ABC or NBC.
Was it like
one.
a 30-minute one, too?
Probably,
It
yeah.
was what?
That wasn't a CBS one, so I didn't watch it.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't General Hospital, I didn't watch it. I mean,
If there's one thing that people will learn that they've probably already picked up for almost a year of this podcast is that I was a CBS kid growing up, and Chris was ABC.
that's right.
Okay.
I don't know if NBC even had them. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Oh,
And
they
that's
had
like-
Days of Our Lives.
That was NBC.
Yeah, I think
oh
so.
yeah, I think it's one of them's still going on Peacock. I think.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
There you have Jan's Gnarly News.
All right. Before we get to that, hey,
Cereal? Are you serious? Yes, he is. That's what this show's about from the mind of Chris. So grab a bowl and spoon for the love of God. It's time for the Box Top Pod.
I'm going to turn it over to Chris. Chris is leading this one.
That's right. So get ready for a delicious treat for your ears, as we
Yes.
used to say.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. So, and as always, just want you to know, those out there listening, I have Tony with me. Tony the Tiger's at every one of my podcasts, so he's hanging out with us tonight too. So,
Tony, I'm a big fan.
yeah, he's the GOAT. So he's always hanging out with me. So this episode, we're going to talk about cereals that we tried and were in love with since our childhood into the late 70s and into the 80s. I personally was in the restaurant industry for over 30 years of my life, and I'm obsessed with cereal and its history. Cereal to me is the glue that bonds us to our childhood and the nostalgia of it all. Simpler times, like watching cartoons and playing outside till dark with the neighborhood kids. That's just what it reminds me of. So we'll take a brief history and kind of explore the history and how it ties into our childhood. And then we're going to talk about some of the cereals from then that are here today. So we're just going to start this journey together. So grab your spoon, bowl, some milk, and let's dive in. So first of all, people ask me why I love cereal and why, like, I made a whole podcast for cereal when I did. And to me, it's just the perfect food. I mean, it's simple. It's a throwback to my childhood. It was the comfort that I had every morning before school, before Saturday morning cartoons.
And
even
I think
at
that
night.
is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
The comfort part of it.
The only person I know that loves cereal as much as you is Jan, because when I started dating Jan and went over to her house, she was one of those that had like the cereal, like Tupperware things, you know, like 5 or 6 different cereals in the Tupperware.
Right.
And they would eat cereal. Yeah, it's
I
like,
was excited to come home and eat cereal for supper.
yeah,
That was a
yeah,
highlight of my day
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah,
And that's
But
the
Greg don't let me do that.
well, you can. We have 4 or 5 up there right now in those.
yeah. You got to always have 4 or 5 boxes
Oh,
in
yeah.
trash. Yeah,
Yeah.
always. And like I said, it was the comfort and all those things. It's the perfect food. You know, you've heard people say beers never let me down. Cereal for me is that way. It's never
Yeah.
let me down. It's delicious. Not just the taste of it, but the sound. Like when you open that fresh box of cereal and you pour it into your bowl and you hear that hit the bowl kind of sound, whether it's a glass bowl or a plastic bowl, different sounds, but you get that. And then some, like Rice Krispies, Snap, Crackle, Pop, they talk to you.
Yep.
So it's just really
They're
cool
musical.
about that. Yeah, yeah, musical's a great way to do it. And then the only true way to eat cereal, I don't care what anybody says, is with milk. Ice cold
I mean,
milk.
yeah.
Ice cold milk.
Anybody's doing
I
it without
love a
milk.
bowl of frosted mini wheats with no milk, eating it for breakfast, riding to work.
Yeah, and cereal's the one thing that if you have it with milk or without milk, it's still delicious. But when I talk about milk, people who will put like water or other things in their milk. If I'm having a liquid, it's going to be milk with it.
Right.
But it's one of those things that you can take and eat it as a cereal You can eat it for dinner. You can put it as a topping on ice cream. I mean, there's just so much that you can do. And then the flavor of the milk that you get after the cereal.
That's the extra surprise at the
You
end.
can also make desserts out of cereal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Let's not forget those.
Yeah, we'll get to those. But yeah.
We sold. You talk about the dry cereal though, like that. We sold for a while in vending. They started putting them in bags, and for a while it didn't catch on though, like dry cereal.
Oh, you talking about
Little
for like the
snack
vending
bags.
machines? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cereals, and but it never really took off. So
Wonder why-
I don't know, because I could see myself on like an afternoon where I just wanted a treat, picking up a bag of like dry Fruit Loops, out of a vending machine, eating them. Because I mean, yeah.
Yeah, for those of you who kind of know the backstory and all, I even have I still found it the other day. I have an entire restaurant mapped out to cereal. I've got all the menu items.
You were the first person. I remember when you brought this idea up to me years ago. I don't know how many years ago it was.
It's been probably 7 years.
The Box Top.
The Box Top Cafe.
Yeah, you were going to open that up, and
I would eat there.
Yeah. We had this great game plan that, I mean, I had every menu item mapped out as far as food costs for everything to how much milk goes into everything. Had all of the menu items and everything done that way. And I had even a game plan to get into like the colleges where they could use like the meal cards to come there. We were going to build this up. Things happened. It didn't go through, but I love cereal. And to me, that's why it's the best food ever created. I mean, to me, that's why I love cereal so much. It's a great way to start your day. It makes breakfast delicious and fun. And you can literally eat a different box of cereal every day of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And get a total different flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Between 1970 and 1988, the number of breakfast cereals in the U.S. more than doubles from 160 to 340. Now, take this. In 2021, there were roughly 4,945 different types of cereal out there.
that's because you have somebody like Cheerios is like, let's put 12 flavors of Cheerios out.
That's true.
Yep.
And you could actually do, and we were doing in the podcast at the time, you were doing like I could do all the Cheerios, like all the different ones. You could do all the Special K's. You could do all that stuff. So it was the variety. You can do any cereal that you want. So like this whole month you could eat Kellogg's. This whole month you could eat General Mills. I mean, you can break it up however you wanted to. But 4,945 different types of cereal, and that includes healthy cereals, sugary cereals, just all kinds of stuff. It's the perfect on-the-go food. Like I said, you can eat
That's
it
where Jan steps in.
Yeah.
On the go.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's perfect topping for ice cream, for donuts, varieties of desserts. One of my favorite desserts that I make is a Rice Krispie treat, but you switch it out with Fruity Pebbles. I mean,
Or fruity Dino Bites that we use, the Malto Meal.
hey, listen, I'm a Malto Meal fan.
Yeah.
I love Mom
Malto
cereal.
Meal's as good as
Yeah.
the name brand stuff, you know.
Yeah.
The
Mom-
But is there another food that y'all can think of that has as much variety associated with it as cereal?
No. there's-
Maybe a pizza, with all the different kinds of pizza toppings. There
But a
is
pizza-
nothing that could compare to cereal.
No, I think cereal is the king of that. I mean, pizza's the king of food. I mean, it's that way. But I think with cereal, you can mix. I don't know. I really don't know. I just think that
I mean, honestly, I
cereal,
don't think
you
there
can
is.
mix so many different varieties together to make more and more varieties. With pizza, it's pizza, sauce, toppings, But cereal is just so many different things. You can eat it so many different ways. But
I think that's what makes it so great.
Yeah.
There is nothing to compare
Yeah.
to the variety that you can get.
yeah, to me, I mean, like you can use milk. You can use the milk to make those special drinks in it, and just get a great flavor of milk, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. After you've had a bowl of that and you drink that cinnamon cereal,
yeah, the
that milk, it's unreal.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch crumbled up as a topping for apple pie is really good.
Yeah, Jan's the first one that we'd make some ice cream at night. And she'd be like, put some of that cereal on top of it. And I didn't
Yeah.
realize you could do that till Jan.
Oh
did.
yeah,
Another thing I used to do for my kids a lot growing up was I would make my special popcorn mix for them. And I would put usually Lucky Charms in with the popcorn, a couple chocolate chips, mini marshmallows, and they always love that.
you can go to the baking section of any grocery store right now, and the marshmallows. There's always Lucky Charms marshmallows.
Yep.
It's separate.
Yep.
Hey,
A big
in all
bag
your
of 'em.
research on this, do you know if any milk company ever did come out with like milk flavor, like,
They
Lucky
came out with the
Charms milk?
straws that you could
Yep.
use. In
Yeah,
cereal.
Yeah,
but
Fruit
I've always
Loops has a
wondered
straw.
if you get like, how you get the banana and the strawberry milk now, if they have one that's like Lucky Charms milk, where it would taste like the milk that's been after your Lucky Charms.
I believe
was
so.
soaked in.
I think I saw it like as a limited edition stuff. I
Yeah.
don't remember,
Yeah.
but I do.
Yeah, it'd have to
That
be
does sound familiar.
Limited edition.
Because
but
if
yeah.
not, you heard it here first, and we will come out with it.
yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that
We'll have it in our restaurant.
That's right. But then just kind of, we talk about a short history of America, about cereal. And the reason why I said America is because you know why America is the greatest country to ever exist? Because cereal was created here in America. It began as a digestive aid. It acquired religious overtones, became a sugary snack, and now toggles between health food and sweet indulgence. Through history, it has mirrored changes in the world beyond the breakfast table. Now, who is credited with creating cereal? In 1863, James Caleb Jackson, the inventor of the first dry, whole grain breakfast cereal, which he called granola. He was a religious conservative vegetarian from New York. Granola was made from graham flour dough that was dried and broken into shapes so hard that they had to be soaked overnight in milk.
Ah, interesting.
Later, John Harvey Kellogg, a surgeon who ran a spa in Michigan, later made a version and named it granola. So he changed the U and the O on that word.
Interesting.
Using the same idea, C.W. Post, a patient of Kellogg, created grape nuts, which would become the first popular product to offer a coupon with that product at the grocery store. So
Is that the
Post.
same as the modern day grape nuts?
Post, yep, same as that one.
Hey,
And
you-
Post is a rival to Kellogg's, so he took some of that ideas that he got from the spa and started that.
You might be getting to this, but wasn't one of those guys invented that to keep guys from getting too overtly sexual?
And Kellogg's was
Okay,
he was a religious fanatic,
Yeah.
so to speak. So he used a lot of that and that kind of
He
stuff.
said, it said it would like temper your sexual urges and stuff if you ate the cereal. I remember reading about that.
Yeah,
one time.
because your gums are bloodied from eating grape nuts. You're worried about your gums and not your
Have
lower
you ever
half.
had grape nuts?
They're terrible.
But I mean,
I tried 'em. I've actually tried 'em.
Have
Yeah.
you ever had them?
A long time ago, yeah.
It's like eating BBs.
yeah, it's
I mean,
terrible.
it's one of
I
the
did
hardest.
quit humping
foods.
the pillow though, so that was.
Jan thanks you for that. She's got grape nuts in the
She
cabinet
started
all the
pouring
time
grape
right now.
grape nuts into
Yeah.
my food. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So you look at like grape nuts, and we look at granola, and we look at those kind of things, and we think now, ugh, we're making fun of it, but those things led to where we're
right.
at now.
And I'm
So,
glad it evolved.
Yeah. And then when we talk about there's three distinct eras of cereal and advertising. The marriage of cereal and advertising didn't happen overnight. It evolved through three distinct eras that transformed cereal from health food for adults into sugar-changed entertainment experience for kids. So the first era was the prototyping era. That was from the 1930s to the 1940s. And before television, cereal companies used print media to experiment with spokes characters. The pioneers, and I'm holding it up right now, you've all heard of them, in 1933 was Snap, Crackle, and Pop. They became the first mascots to appear on a Kellogg's Rice Krispie box.
And we've got to get out the breakfast edition.
What's it say?
Snap, crackle, pop.
What else?
They took these modest drawings and they meant to make them something that sounded like the cereal made. So they were used as Snap, Crackle, Pop because if you listen to Rice Krispies, it has that sound.
By the way, the all three of us have graphic design in our past. Two of you have degrees in it.
You almost had a
I
degree.
had one class away from having a degree in advertising and design. How would you like to be the one to come up with the Snap, Crackle, and Pop characters?
Dude. And then we're going to talk about one in a minute who's the king
Yeah,
of them all. And just to think about having just that idea.
Yeah.
Just, you hear the sound of the cereal, and then you think, what character or what do I imagine that being? And that's what you get with, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. So, they were really the pioneers of it. They were the first ones. And during this time, characters were brand ambassadors rather than full-blown cartoon stars. They were designed to make packaging friendly, but the focus was largely on the product itself. So we'll talk about packaging here in a few minutes. Then you move into what's called the golden age of the mascots, and this was from the 50s to the 60s. And this is the synopsis relationship truly solidified thanks to the explosion of television. In 1952, the goat, not a goat, but the tiger, Tony the Tiger debuted.
Oh, yeah.
52.
Yeah, here's how they came up with him. So they held a contest for the mascot of Frosted Flakes. So Tony the Tiger beat out. Now imagine this. Say Tony doesn't exist. This is who we have now. You can either have Katie the kangaroo or Elmo the elephant. So you think about what won out, and that was the one that won out. And his success proved that the mascot was a distinct personality, and his catchphrase,
They're great.
Frosted Flakes have the taste adults have grown to love. They're great.
they could drive massive sales.
Oh, yeah.
So advertising, when you look at it, and I'm an advertising geek, you know, went to school for it. You think about Ronald McDonald. You think about Tony the Tiger. You think about, heck, Michael, not a cartoon or a cereal, but Michael Jordan with Nike.
Oh, yeah.
There's certain things that you associate with
Product
that.
association.
Yeah. And Tony the Tiger is probably, we talked about Michael Jackson in one of our podcasts earlier about how he was known worldwide. Some of these characters, these advertising characters, are probably known worldwide too. But Tony was great. Tony has been used forever, and he's such a great mascot. Then there was something called the Jay Ward connection. So in the early 60s, General Mills hired Jay Ward. You know what he's famous for?
No.
It's a cartoon. We're going to talk about cartoons in another podcast. Rocky and Bullwinkle. He created Rocky and Bullwinkle. He was hired to create commercials for, it's probably on your list of top 5 cereals.
Oh,
Captain
Captain Crunch.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So this was the turning point where the commercials started looking and feeling exactly like Saturday morning cartoons, which kids were watching. Then we get into the era that we are most familiar with. It's the 70s and 80s. It's the licensing revolution. This is when the line between cereal mascot and TV star completely vanished. The first TV to box crossover was in 1971. Post, who we talked about a minute ago, his cereal, this company, and I know it's on your list, actually used cartoon characters to push the cereal. Who is it? Do you know? It's probably two of the most popular.
Toucan Sam?
No, close. It's two different guys. They lived in the Stone Age.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. The Flintstones.
Fred
yeah.
Flintstone and Barney
yeah.
Rubble.
Yeah.
So that's what Post, Fruity, and Cocoa Pebbles actually used those two guys to actually become their mascot.
Ribbit. Hey, Fred. What? It's me, Barney. The Bedrock Witch turned me into this toad. My little buddy. And only Fruity Pebbles can change me back. Here you go. Delicious.
This was the first time an existing cartoon star from a TV show, they were licensed to be permanent faces of a cereal.
What year was that?
71.
See, I always thought that came later. I didn't realize they were around since 71 for that.
They've been as long as we've been alive.
Yeah.
So we were born in 72. So as long as we've been alive.
Yeah.
So 1984, everything changed. The FCC relaxed rules on advertising to kids, allowing shows to essentially act as long-form commercials.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, sugar pushers.
Yeah, that's right. They were drug dealers back in the day.
Pretty much.
This led to a flood of serials based entirely on cartoons like The Smurfs, He-Man, and Ghostbusters.
Right above your head, Chris. If you look above your head on the wall, is the Ghostbusters cereal
There we
box.
go.
Now, if you look over there on the other side, you see that
Smurfberry
Crunch. That
Nice.
was Jan's cereal in
I
the
love
80s.
Smurfberry
and
Crunch.
I love the
Yep.
Ghostbusters cereal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although I did see Smurfberry Crunch was on a list of the worst cereals from the 80s.
What, you
Why
mean
was that?
unhealthy for you or what?
It was just a list that I had
Yeah.
seen the worst cereals from the
Yeah.
80s, and that one was on
But
there.
Smurfberry Crunch is fun to eat. Very, what is it? A very something breakfast treat. See, I can remember the commercial. That's how much it stuck with me.
Yeah.
Right. I remember it because of the color of it, you know, and turned your cereal, your milk that color. I remember that kind of stuff. So that's on a list of something we're going to talk about in just a minute. But then by this point, cereal was often seen as a merchandise for the cartoon. So they would, like the Ghostbusters cereal that came out, didn't last very long, but it was out during when the movie was out.
The real
So-
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, not the fake one that was out. So that's really kind of like the small, brief history of advertising a cereal and stuff like that. A few of the discontinued cereals from the 80s. Let me know which one of these you remember and did you like them? Donkey Kong Jr.
No,
You remember it?
No, I mean, probably if I saw a box, but it
Yeah.
wasn't one I was asking for.
Yeah. There was one called Morning Funnies.
No,
Which
that sounds interesting.
it was a box that was basically a funnies cartoon strip.
Oh, Greg, you would have loved that
Oh
one.
yeah,
Yeah, it was cool. Strawberry shortcake. I know we looked at one
Yeah,
of
I
your
remember-
pins from
I
up
remember strawberry
earlier. You had
shortcake
it,
cereal.
But I don't remember the cereal.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would have totally ate that though.
Here, I'm looking right now at sitting in Greg's recording studio, and I'm looking at a bunch of Star Wars stuff right now. C-3POs.
I remember seeing
That was
3POs.
also on the list of the worst cereals. From
Yeah.
the
They
80s.
actually put it back out, I don't think, too long ago as a test thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember C-3POs.
It surprised me. Smurfs has a new movie coming out that they're not going to try to put a Smurfs cereal coming out. That's
Yeah,
surprising.
bust out the
But-
Smurf Berry Crunch. One more run.
Yeah.
So,
E.T. had a cereal.
Yep.
The Gremlins had a cereal. Mr. T had a cereal.
I remember the Mr. T cereal. I
Yep.
never ate it, but I remember the Mr. T. I've looked it up for stuff. I was trying to find a box, and they're too expensive.
Yeah, yeah. I was on eBay, and there was a cereal that I wanted. I don't remember what cereal. I don't remember which one it was, but there was a cereal that I was looking at, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna buy that. Crazy Cow, I think's what it's called. It was just a short-lived cereal, and I saw this, and I thought I was getting a cereal box, right? And it was like $19.95, and I'm like, okay, great, I'll order it. Paid for it. I go home and I get this envelope that's about like a 6x9 little envelope, and it's a magnet that sticks on my refrigerator.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, good gracious. But anyway,
Well, you got a cereal.
I know
magnet.
I got a magnet out, which I'm never going to be upset. Cabbage Patch Kids had a
I
cereal.
don't remember that, but that would be a fun one to have a box of.
Ghostbusters.
Yep.
talked about that.
It's the real Ghostbusters,
Yep.
Chris.
G.I. Joe. Pac-Man had one.
I've seen the Pac-Man cereal. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. Popeye's puffed rice. So Popeye had one out.
You can only eat it with olive oil poured on it. Though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's spinach flavored.
Yeah.
Batman had one out. They
I
put
remember
that
the
out in 89.
Yeah, I remember when
Yep.
that came out. I think I actually had some of that.
Yep.
I was so Batmanish, and we're looking over there's the '89 Batman symbol
Yep.
lit up on the wall.
Nice.
So
It's the bat signal going out.
Yeah.
And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had a cereal out. So those were some of the ones, and most of those were tied in to TV, like cartoons or movies. And like I said, back in the 80s, it was about pushing that stuff to kids. So it was that way they actually were able to take and put this extravagant advertising thing out for the kids are going to go. And then, like, if you notice the way cereals are set up now in grocery stores, you have the boxes, like the big boxes, like the family size, more like it's toward the top. Then you go down and smaller boxes are on the bottom. With this, they would set up the advertising where the smaller box, like the cereal related themed, like let's say Gremlins, was on like the bottom two shelves because that's where a kid's
Kids' eye
eyesight
level,
was.
yeah.
So they'd be like, hey, Mom, let me get this cereal. So
there's
that
a
was
whole
the way.
science in that.
Yeah, there's a whole science.
merchandising.
Yeah. So the kids are going to come get it, and the mom's going to buy it traditionally, and so they would put that stuff right there. So that's kind of where that way. And for me, one of the things that I love about cereal is packaging. I'm an advertising, like I said, I'm an advertising geek. So for me, the packaging is a lot to do with it because Saturday morning, Monday morning before school, whatever, you're sitting down. We didn't have TV going like we do now. We didn't have iPads in front of us or anything with all that stuff. So the cereal boxes were our way of connecting and keeping us entertained because on the back of the boxes were puzzles a lot of times, cartoons, just different stuff. And then the colors of the boxes, so like Oreos has a cereal out and like the box is kind of a bluish tint. So that blue tint, you look at it and that's an Oreo box color, but then you look at the Fruity Pebbles and it's that bright red with all those different colors. And then they're talking about the whole thing with Fruit Loops and how we use all these red 45 dyes, all these different things in it. But when you open that box and you pour it on the white bowl's a canvas that you're painting on, and you pour it, and then those colors just jump out at you. They start that with, we used to say in the restaurant business, especially like if you're getting hot food, the best garnish is steam, right? Because you see it's hot, right?
Come on, the sizzling fajitas,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's the whole
Yeah.
point. Spray some water on that hot plate and take it out.
You eat with your eyes first
Yeah.
in everything. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You eat with your eyes first because you're going to see it. And if it looks appealing to you, you're going to eat it. So that's why cereal packaging was so important. And that's why there's so many colors in the cereal. Things like, because if everything was, and I love Frosted Flakes, but it's brown. It's bland colored compared to
God, I'd
Fruit
kill for a
Loops.
bowl of Frosted Flakes.
Oh, I could
I've
go
had
for
those in
Frosted
years.
Flakes
Frosted
anytime.
Flakes so good.
Yep. I can even handle just a bowl of corn flakes, which is
As long as you scoop like 4 or 5 spoonfuls of sugar.
That's
on
what
it.
I used to do with Cheerios.
Yep.
Like Cheerios,
Yeah,
put the sugar
yeah,
on it, and then
yeah.
you get the sugar in the bottom of the bowl. and
Uh-huh.
you
Then
eat
they
that.
come out with
Extra sweet
but then
milk.
when they come
Yeah.
out with Honey Nut Cheerios, it's like the best because like, oh, they're already sweetened.
Yeah, I like Honey Nut Cheerios, but I don't like it. It's not in my top 5 cereals, but I get it.
yeah,
I get it. But that's the thing. So for me, when we used to do the podcast, we would talk about from packaging to the sound of the cereal to the mouthfeel to everything to the flavor of the milk afterwards. All that stuff.
The smell.
Yeah, the smell is phenomenal. You open that box and you get that whiff coming up. It's
Especially
nuts.
a cinnamony cereal.
Yeah, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I think, is on most everybody's top 5 list that's been forever. I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch a lot, but it's not in my top 5.
I'm eating low
But-
carb now, and this is the wrong time to start a cereal episode. Oh man, I'd kill for a bowl of cereal right now.
We've got
you
several
sold-
to choose from
You're
upstairs.
Jim Jones of cereal, Chris. You're selling it like that Kool-Aid boy.
I want, and I haven't done one of these podcasts on cereal in so long, and I'm like, I'm leaving so much stuff out, or I'm not
Yeah.
touching base on everything. But to me, it's like you have to be able to understand how important cereal has been to all of us through our lives. And I think people shortchange it, and they say it's bad for you. It's too much sugar. You're pushing sugar on kids and stuff. Something's bad for you and everything,
Yep.
you know. So you've got to go back to the joy that cereal brought you. That's why it's the perfect food. It brings back a joy in your life that you can't get from any other food. I mean,
Also, let's be honest, it was cool to get a surprise or toy in a box
oh
too.
yeah, I didn't even get
Oh,
to
man.
that part yet.
Did you ever get the surprise, Jan? Because you
Oh,
were the third
between
out of 4 kids.
it was rare. It was really rare. Usually the older brother got it.
And that's, I mean, it's just how wonderful. Like, and it, like you said, it's, you get that, and you would always take the box, and I would take it and I would push it like in so it would kind of puff it out more,
Yeah.
and I would look around to try to
Yeah,
find
oh,
it.
yeah. I just jammed my hand inside
yeah,
of it and started
yeah.
digging around until I found it.
But
No,
the problem I have now is like, so they sell cereal in the regular boxes, then like they have the family, and they have the mega size
oh
stuff.
yeah.
I can sit in 2 bowls. I'm done with the regular size because my cereal
Oh,
bowl
yeah,
is so
yeah,
big. I
yeah.
mean, I'm just like,
Yeah, the serving size of cereal, if you go by the box, is like you
Like
got to
one
be
cup.
They had to keep it like it's only like 150 calories in a serving, but it's like the serving's a half a cup. Yeah, it's like,
There's a-
nobody's doing that.
There's a comedian named Brian Regan. If you've never seen him, you need to look him up. Brian Regan's one of the funniest humans walking the earth. And he talks about ice cream. And he's talking about doing the serving size, and he's sitting there in a meeting, and it says serving size is like a half a cup or something like that. He says, "Hey, Jim, come here. Look what I put on this." Ha, ha, ha. Like making fun of like a half a cup. He goes, a serving size is when you hit the box, the bottom, you hear the cardboard scraping.
Yeah.
But he talks about how that is. So serving size for cereal is the same way for me. It's,
It's
I've got a bowl that's
it's a
probably,
suggestion, not a,
yeah. I've got a bowl that's probably 3 sizes of a regular bowl that I
Yeah.
fill up, and it's like 2 bowls, and I'm through a whole box. So
Isn't forgetting Sarah Marshall? Doesn't he's got those days off? And have you ever seen that movie?
yeah,
And he's got like it's like huge. It's like
Yeah. I if I could find a bowl that was large enough for me to pour the cereal all in one whole box at a time, I'd be good. I'd be done.
It get too soggy.
That's
Ugh.
why you like that. Some of the cereal does get soggy, but when you have those soggy pieces and you drink, it's like pulp and orange juice. You get that little special treat.
Not with that new nutrient
I'm one of
additive
those.
they
By the
added.
way, I'm one of those people that I just pour just a little bit of milk in mine. Like not, I know.
Is that for
I've
all
seen Jan
cereals or
pour.
the same
Jan
one?
pours a lot of milk in her cereal, but I go like just a little bit, just all of it, because I just put enough to where I can scoop the cereal down and just wet it.
Let me ask, because I need to know if you're psychotic or not.
Okay, all right.
So
I am. So
you pour the cereal in the bowl first
Yes.
before the milk,
No,
right?
that is
Yes.
wrong.
That's incorrect. If you pour the milk in first, then the cereal on top of it, that is psychotic behavior.
no, I don't do that. I'm saying no. I pour the cereal in first, then
yes,
the milk.
that's
Yeah.
you're doing it the
Right.
right way.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you poured your milk
I
in
pour.
first.
I fill a cereal bowl like 3/4 up with cereal, and then I just pour some milk over the top. And when I see it start to go up, I stop. So that when I eat it, like the top of it might be dry, but I take my spoon and force it down in the little bit of milk at the bottom.
Right.
So I have like one good pull off of that good milk at the end, but it's not like, a quarter of the thing's milk. No.
Yeah, but I think it's psychotic if you take your
Who would do
bowl.
that?
Oh, it's people argue it
Seriously?
all the time. Yeah, like, oh, you're supposed to pour the milk in, then the cereal. No,
How would you do that?
You need the milk
Then you
on
don't get
top
your
of
ratio
it.
right.
You need the
Yeah.
milk on top of the cereal that's laying there to give it that nice.
Yeah, you gotta give it like
Yeah.
a bath, right?
Yeah.
Milk bath.
So good. And like some of the better cereals do get soggy quick, like Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles.
Oh,
they
yeah.
get, they get
'Cause they're so
they
small.
get-
They're tiny,
So that's when I do what you do. I take and I pour a little bit in there and
Yeah.
do that. But if I'm having like a bowl of Fruit Loops,
Oh yeah,
just over
yeah.
top because that
Yeah,
stuff
it's gonna
holds
hold
up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's a downside to Fruity Pebbles.
Yep. So I want to read a list for you of the top selling cereals of this year so far. And then I want to kind of compare that to the 80s, the golden age, and then we'll kind of get into our favorite cereals and stuff. And I won't go into a whole lot of detail on these, but number one selling cereal so far is Frosted Flakes. It actually reclaimed the number one spot. Number two is Honey Nut Cheerios. Number three is Original Cheerios. Number four is Fruit Loops. And number five is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now, the Cheerios and Honey Nut are always 1 and 2 or 2
Yeah.
and 3. They're always beside each other because Cheerios is really the toddler cereal
It's a
that
toddler
people give
food.
their
Yep.
Yep.
toddlers. So they've really marketed that to them. And then the Honey Nut Cheerios are for the people who've grown up on Cheerios who've gone into that other
Yeah.
stuff. So that's why they're always neck and neck like they always are. But in 1980, which was the golden era of breakfast cereals, and it was really defined by high sugar content, massive Saturday morning cartoon tie-ins, and the rise of the toy in the box marketing era. There we go. While flash in the pan cereals like Mr. T and Pac-Man grabbed headlines, the sales leaders remained consistent. So they had those specialty cereals that came and went.
Yeah.
But in the 1980s, Kellogg's Corn Flakes was number one. Cheerios was number two. Frosted Flakes was number three. Rice Krispies was 4. And Raisin Bran was 5. All those cereals are still around today.
Yeah.
So, lasting staying power.
I've never understood the Rice Krispie fans though. I guess it's the same as Corn Flakes, but yeah, I had to dump sugar all over it, and it was like, I mean, it was cool for the Snap Crackle and Pop, but
What honestly helped them was Snap Crackle Pop, but the Rice Krispie treat, that was
Yep.
what really propelled them to that.
See, I just said that. I don't get that, but up until recently, at least once a week, I would go out at work when I wanted something sweet and try to. I'm looking at it as like, I'm not going to eat that 800 calorie honey bun that I desperately want, but I'll get the 250 calorie block Rice Krispie treat. Mm-hmm. It has like 28 grams of sugar, which sounds high, but it's not compared to a 80, 90 honey bun, and eat that Rice Krispie treat. It's like, this is the perfect snack.
Is it a glazed honey bun or non-glazed?
It's a glazed. Yeah.
Not frosted. Just
Frosted, yeah,
It's a
frosted.
Duchess,
yeah, frosted.
the Duchess
yes. Sorry.
5-ounce jumbo honey bun is like the Rolls Royce in vending. It's like, that is what you want right there. Yeah.
I did see earlier today that Kellogg's is going to bring back the toys in cereal boxes for the
Good.
first time
Good,
in a
man.
decade.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start buying cereal.
America was better when we
Okay. Yeah.
pushed sugar on kids and gave them toys in their boxes.
Yeah.
That was
And like now, like I go to toy shows and I go to eBay at least once a week, and I go to toy shows whenever they're in town. And I can walk through the entire toy show. I'll go to antique stores the same way. I can walk through the entire thing, have $100 in my pocket, and walk out with $100 in my pocket because I'm going in for one thing and one thing only: cereal-related collectibles. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I don't. So it's one of those things that, like, I was
You
at,
mean sometimes you get Lucky Charms?
so
Sometimes
right.
you don't.
No, look at you. You're on it. Yeah. I was at this local place called Fantastic Finds in Newton the other day.
We love that place.
And I got
we dropped a pretty penny in that place over the
I
last
got a
several years.
Kellogg's. They had a Kellogg's Tony the Tiger plate with like a snack serving little glass dish, and then I got this cup that had a Tony the Tiger handle. He's hanging on to it. He's the handle. And the lady's like, "Oh, you have a theme going on." I'm like, "Yeah, I get cereal collectibles." And she goes, "Oh, I think there's a cereal bowl back here." And I said, "I'll come back later." And then my debit card has cereal on my debit card. She thought that was funny. But I told her, I said, "I collect cereal related things." She goes, "Yeah, we don't get a lot of that stuff in here." And I'm like, "I know,
Yeah,
nobody does."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I pride myself, and it's like I do Funko Pops. I don't do the big name brand, like the big ones that everybody wants to do. It's always advertising or cereal. Those are, and maybe a few sports people. But
Yeah.
I'm very picky on what I collect. And to me, it could be a tattered box. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not turning around to resell it. So Cereal is such an underrated. I think it's an underrated food. I really do, and I don't think there's enough love given to cereal.
Yeah, it's not cool to now. It's like that's not healthy. You know, it's like sugar. It's when they forced Sugar Smacks to be renamed as
Honey Smacks.
Honey Smacks.
And that's a
That
good
was a
cereal.
decline of America when they
Yeah,
announced that.
That's a good cereal. It really is.
That was just one of my favorites.
So, real quick before we get into our list, honorable mentions: the cult classics that didn't break the top 5 in the '80s.
Yep.
They didn't break the top 5 in volume, but compared to the big 3 staples, they were a defining cultural, seller of the decade. So one is Captain Crunch. It's always remained a top tier seller, even though it's never broke really the top 5, so to speak. But it's known. I mean, we know who Captain Crunch is.
when I got every now and then back in the day when I get in the mood, I'd buy a box of Captain Crunch, the peanut butter.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
You could do an entire series on just Captain Crunch varieties. It's so
Even though it'll rip your top of your mouth out, it doesn't
Oh
matter.
yeah, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. And that's one that holds up in the milk. Like
Oh, yeah.
you can let
Yeah.
it soak for
That's
15
why,
minutes.
That's
and
why
it's like-
it rips your mouth open.
I think that Clark from Christmas Vacation. I think
Yeah, that was his polymer,
Yeah, that's his
cereal
polymer he
polymer,
put on there. Yeah.
I said that earlier,
Yeah.
and it went over y'all's heads.
Oh, really?
Did you say it just now?
Yeah. No, just a few minutes ago.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't
I
hear.
said that they've added that nutrient additive to
Oh,
cereal now.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd been
Y'all totally
serious.
missed it.
I thought you'd been serious.
No.
I'm you have to say Clark. I'm getting old, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
We just talked about it. Honey Smacks with Dig'em the Frog.
Yes.
The sugar content that would be highly controversial today. I mean, that's why it was. They changed
Well,
it
cereals
now.
now, they've took the cereal, the sugar stuff down in them. Even your Fruit Loops and all that stuff. It's not an ungodly amount of
Yeah.
sugar in it.
And then the last one that I found was Cabbage Patch Kids. It was a massive, albeit short-lived, but the sales spike during the '80s was all because of the doll craze. How that thing was driven.
I'll tell you something funny. The other month was our middle granddaughter's birthday, and we found at an antique store, she saw Jan's Cabbage Patch doll down here when we got it. It was freaking out over it. She's 9 now, but she's like, I want one of those. So we found one like a year and a half ago and kept it up, put up for her birthday, and gave it to her, and she's in love with that Cabbage Patch doll. It's like to see a 9-year-old now still just like all excited over her cabbage. She's carried it around everywhere. It's crazy. So I get it. Cabbage Patch doll cereal, yeah.
So back in the '80s, most all of the health cereals, and I put health in quotations, were mostly brand-based, whereas now we see as much larger focus on high-protein and keto-friendly grains, stuff like that. So really, before we get into our list, let me ask, were you, either one of you, a fan of just the classic the big box staples? When I talk about the top tiers, was that your favorite, or were you more into like the movie and cartoon tie-in cereals?
I was more into Fruit Loops, you consider that a big thing. You know, you had Toucan Sam. Yeah, that was a staple. Fruit Loops. Who doesn't love Fruit Loops? But
We, as a family of 6 growing up in the 80s,
Yeah.
we didn't get to request certain cereals. We got what our mom bought, and that was it.
The
And
Malta
we were-
Meal mom or your mom?
My mom.
No, Malta Meal. Gotcha.
We got cornflakes.
Yeah,
No
that
frosted
was-
cornflakes.
Just the
ever.
cornflakes,
I
yeah.
Just
remember us
cornflakes.
having cornflakes
Yeah.
for a long time.
It was a special treat to get Raisin Bran.
I love Raisin Bran,
Yeah.
actually.
We got Cheerios and Rice Krispies occasionally, and I would jump for joy when we got Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
And that was rare for us to get that.
I think ours is Fruit Loops as the big cereal, but
Yeah.
and cornflakes. But where I had Raisin Bran was my grandparents on the cook side. She had Raisin Bran there. When I'd spend the weekends when she didn't fix a breakfast, I would eat Raisin Bran. I loved it, you know.
Yeah, I love Raisin Bran.
Which I shouldn't. You'd think, but it's good. It works, man.
good.
Raisin Bran's good.
Raisin Bran Crunch is really
Oh,
good.
Raisin
too,
Bran
yeah.
Crunch
Yeah.
is amazing.
But I would sneak in the 80s and sneak back in the kitchen and sprinkle sugar over my cornflakes
Yeah.
or over my Cheerios.
You had to. I
Yeah,
mean,
you can't just eat
yeah.
plain cornflakes.
Here's the thing, too, and I think why I say cereal's the perfect food. You've got a family of 6 growing up on a budget, right? How many?
Yep.
Do you have 2 brothers?
No, one brother. This is a family of 4.
Okay, so family of 4. I was a family
Plus
of 4.
my
growing
grandmother
up.
lived with us. So
Okay.
it's actually a family of 7.
So you had 7. So if you're trying to budget and feed your family, there's 3 go-tos for me that you can do that easily: hot dogs, spaghetti, in cereal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you can spread out and feed mouths with that at a reasonable price. So that to me is another, like everything's got too much sugar in it. It's got too much additives in it. It's got too much of this and that in it. But when you're trying to feed your family, you're thinking about what can I do to give them
To stretch this
to
dollar.
stretch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I know people have taken cornflakes and crushed them up and used them for like breading on chicken and different things like that. So
My mom has a recipe for sweet potato casserole that she makes
Right.
usually at Thanksgiving that has crumbled up cornflakes on top, and it's
so
really good.
we talked about earlier, like you can use it for anything. I mean, like foods, like they even make a beer. I've got some beer flavored IPAs. I never drank them because I don't drink IPAs, but I've got them at my house. One was called Unicorn Farts. It was a Lucky Charms flavored cereal flavored beer. I mean, they do everything with cereal, and that's why. And I'll go through my love of cereal. That's exactly why, and that's for me. That's what makes it the perfect food. So now, let me ask this, Jan. What was it about cereal that you loved as a kid? What attracted you, or did you have the same love affair that I did for cereal?
No, I loved it. It was just harder for me to get because with 3 other siblings, if mom got a box of cereal on Saturday, it was gone by Monday.
Right.
So when I was lucky enough to sit down and get a good bowl of cereal, I loved it
Yeah.
because it didn't come easy to me sometimes.
And did your parents have this like the regular like this size
that?
bowl?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. If my mom sat me down now with that, I'd be like, well,
Yeah,
are you joking, right?
Yeah, back then that was a big thing though. You didn't have the supersized bowls.
And that's why the sugar and stuff like that wasn't that big a
Yeah, I know.
because your portion
Yeah.
and your parents
Yeah.
didn't let you just have 3 bowls of cereal. It's like you have a bowl, you know,
Yeah.
you're good to
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
So for me, that's too. It got overblown, but like everything, everybody wants to find something wrong with everything.
And the good cereals, if we were lucky enough to get a box of Fruit Loops or something, that was gone the same day. You
Yeah.
could forget that lasting
Yeah.
for a week.
Fruit Loops was, for me, from what I remember as a kid, it's on my list. I'll go over my list shortly, but it's really lived the test of time. And Toucan Sam's changed over time too, with his beak and the colors and stuff. But
Follow your nose. Yahoo! It always knows.
he's always going to be Toucan Sam.
Yep.
And he's
recognizable.
Yeah, you can't
Yep.
mistake him. What about you, Greg? What did you love about it as a kid?
Besides the toy that you get,
Yeah.
I like to sit and read the box. I love the boxes and all that stuff. You know?
Packaging.
but
yeah.
it was just as much as I love like good, bacon and eggs now. As a kid, you'd want a good bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
It was something. But I did really like to sit and look at the box and look at everything on the box and
So I was eating a box and I bought Great Value Raisin Bran Crunch the other day. Walmart had it. They didn't have any of the regular Raisin Bran Crunch, so I bought the Walmart version. So I'm sitting in my house and I'm having it for breakfast. And on the back of this thing, there's a crossword puzzle. I'm like, this is geared to adults more than kids. The packaging, it's memorable. Like, when you see Tony on a box, you know it's Frosted Flakes. When you see Toucan Sam, you know it's Fruit Loops. When you see a dinosaur walking on a plastic bag, you know it's Malta-Meal Dino Pebbles. It's just those characters, and I think with advertising of anything, like I'm looking at an M&M telephone from right here. You know who those guys are. You know, I mean, it's what makes cereal great, and you just have the whole package. No pun intended, but you get the whole package there. So for me, I've said it before, and I've said it in past podcasts, and I said it in this one. What I loved about cereal then was just everything, uniqueness of it, the box, the flavor and stuff. But now what I love about cereal is it reminds me of when I was a kid growing up.
The good feeling.
That good all-American feeling. I mean, like I said, we're the greatest country
Everything's
in the
all right.
world because we created cereal. I mean, right, everything's all right. Like when you're a kid, your biggest worry in the world is, am I getting another bowl of cereal? As an adult with kids, you're like, do I have enough money to buy a box of cereal?
Right.
So that's why it's always resonated with me, and I'm surprised there's not more advertising and collectible stuff when I go out looking for it out there.
people didn't think back then to save that stuff.
Yeah, I know that. It's like
Just think about how much money you'd be sitting on right now if you'd kept cereal, just the boxes, folded them up, and just stacked them and kept them.
oh yeah. There was
know.
I was at that Fantastic Finds. There was a box. I almost bought it to give to Todd, but on the box it had Joe Gibbs and Bill Elliott. When they were combined that way, I think it wasn't a Wheaties box. It might have been a Raisin Bran box.
At Fantastic Finds, somebody had little, like, 4-ounce paper cups that somebody saved from, like, the 70s, like a Dixie cup kind of thing. They wanted, like, $2 a piece for them, and I guarantee you somebody bought them.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
Yeah. So let's go through our list of what are your top 5 cereals from your childhood/adulthood. Because, as we said earlier, the 1980s, they're still popular in 2026. So that's the thing about cereal. It's the big ones have lasted. And some of the ones that were big, they went away and they brought them back for short times. So you'll see, it's kind of like the McRib. Sometimes they bring it back and you don't know when they're bringing it back, but it's there.
Can I give one of mine first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sugar Smacks.
Sugar Smacks.
Dig 'em, you know,
Yep.
the perfect mascot, and they were so good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the motto.
Dig 'em. The spirit of America is epitomized by his inspiring motto, smack, smack, sugar smack, gimme a smack and I'll smack your back.
Thanks, Adam West. You know, they were just so perfect. And that's, I don't know, man. That might be my favorite.
Is it? And
As a kid now. I haven't had them in years.
Have you
but
had them as their Honey Smacks? Have you tried them
I don't
recently?
think I have. I
It's
doubt
worth
they've
it.
changed a single thing on it except the name.
Yeah, it's worth revisiting. I
Yeah.
promise you. But even if you just buy the small box,
Yeah.
that's $3-4 or whatever.
Speaking of that, can I
Yeah.
bring this up before we get in front?
Yeah.
Here's a good cereal memory I have that you just triggered in me from a childhood. When we go on vacations to the beach, we would always stay somewhere, you know, you could cook or do your own.
Yeah, we did too.
That was the one time of the year that we got the small box assortment cereals.
Oh, yes.
That was the greatest thing in
Yeah.
the world. It's like, oh my God, we got Apple Jacks in here and Fruit Loops and Corn Pops and, you know, like, what do I have this morning? I think I'll have Apple Jacks this morning. You know, those are awesome.
Yeah, for Christmas every year, when I do stockings for people that I like, we have a group that watches football. We'd like do stockings. We didn't do it this year, but before. So every year I've taken and went and bought those boxes of cereal and stuck in their stocking like that way. And then also they had chapstick flavored like for different cereals.
Yeah.
So for all the women, I would put like the different ones in there. But yeah, those small boxes of cereals.
Yeah.
Now they got them in the little cups, like the
Cups.
little
Yeah,
cereal
cup.
bowls.
We saw
Yeah.
those in vending,
They're like
yeah,
$1, whatever.
Yeah, we saw them,
$1.25.
yeah.
something
Sometimes
like-
that's what they have at hotels. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
when we-
Oh,
yeah. When
yeah.
we stay at a hotel, they're like, it's usually Rice Krispie treats or something. It's like Rice Krispie treats or Frosted Flakes or something. It's not like,
Rice Krispie treats.
or I mean Rice Krispies.
He's
Just
thinking
Rice
about
Krispie.
we should have
Yeah.
made some treats,
I
but
know.
But yeah, it's usually Rice Krispies or Corn Pops or something healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, and I've looked at it, I've almost bought it once or twice, and I've backed out and stuff. I've seen them on Amazon or whatever. It's the thing you get at the hotel when you pour your cereal in it, then you turn
Oh,
the
yeah,
knob
yeah,
and
yeah,
it pours it
yeah.
out. I'm
Yeah.
like, I just want one of those. I just,
All right, Chris, I got to ask you. I got to know.
Yeah.
Because Greg does not like the way I do this.
uh-oh.
Are you a cereal mixer
You talking about 2 flavors together?
or 3?
Yeah, I've done that before.
And she
Yeah.
does, she does that a lot.
What do you tell me?
Sometimes
What's
I
your
mix
go-to?
3.
What's your go-to?
Honeycomb with some Cocoa Krispies mixed in and some Lucky Charms.
I don't think I've ever done that combination, but I would try that.
Honey Bunches of Oats with Lucky Charms mixed in or honeycomb mixed in. Yeah.
Yeah, she
I'll-
mixes for sure.
So there last year during football season, Justin Jefferson, a receiver from the Minnesota Vikings, had a cereal out by Kellogg's or Post. I don't remember who, General Mills. And in that cereal had 3 different cereals mixed together in the
See, I
box
would
of
eat
cereal.
that. I would eat that.
Yeah, that's good marketing.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well,
Jim.
let me ask you this.
Yep.
How do you feel about fruit in your cereal?
I like to put bananas
yeah, she's a banana.
or
love
strawberries in my cereal, but that's the only 2 fruits I'll put in there.
Yeah.
Well, what other fruit would there be then?
Blueberries.
Have you ever?
Well, I like blueberry.
Raspberries.
Like there used to be a cereal called Blueberry Morning, which was when I was in the Army was my favorite cereal, and they discontinued it. So I've gotten Special K blueberry when they have like the freeze dried
If
blueberries
you need
and stuff
blueberries, I can hook you up.
in it. I
yeah.
always eat blueberries.
We got 100-something blueberry bushes up here
Okay,
in front of the
I
house.
I've got
always-
a bunch
Yeah,
frozen.
Yeah.
blueberries. I'm always
Oh,
a
yeah.
blue. Like I make a blueberry lemon cake. I'm sorry, that's not cereal related, but still.
I put one time years ago, I bought some of those little boxes of raisins, And when I had Raisin Bran, I dumped them in there with
yeah,
it, but
well,
it's not as good because they're not coated.
I
in
used
the
to do
sugar
that
and stuff.
too when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
we'd have little boxes of
Yeah.
raisins, and I thought, there's not enough in here.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
poured, because now when I get Raisin Bran Crunch, is usually what I end up eating.
Raisin Bran Crunch is so good.
I'm digging through, and I'm scooting the cereal around looking for those raisins, and that to me, it's like a little special, like little prize every time you get one.
Who is it that adds the nut clusters sometimes? Is that Honey Bunches of Oats that has the nut clusters?
yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. I actually like the healthy, like the Special K stuff, and Kashi. Kashi has some good healthier cereals. I like those too. What's on your list?
Honeycomb.
Oh, that's on my list too.
Yeah.
Honeycomb is also a good cereal to eat dry.
Yep.
As you're driving down the road.
I remember the advertising for honeycombs when I was a kid. It was like some reason I don't remember exactly, but it's like I see them with a ruler and they're holding the honeycombs
bead.
up
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
ruler
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
they
I
have
see.
Honeycomb's big. Yeah. It's not small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. And I knew that, and then you started singing that, and then it's like, oh, that came back in my brain.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
jingles and stuff. I'm telling you, it's stuck. I haven't
see,
thought of that in 30 years. And I
That's
just
what
rattled
makes it
off.
great is because you, like you said, you hadn't thought of. I hadn't heard that in forever, and now you sang it. And as soon as you started singing like
Yeah.
one note, I'm like, oh yeah, that is it.
Yep.
So I mean, is that triggered back to your kids?
Yeah. What was another one, Jalen, yours?
Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds. I love Frosted Mini Wheats.
I do too.
Yeah, I don't.
Cocoa Krispies.
I didn't get this size.
love the
eating
way it
that-
turns my milk
eating that good
chocolate.
stuff like that.
You don't like chocolate?
No, I said
No,
I
she loves
love
it.
the way Cocoa
Oh, I thought you
Krispies
said
turns my
I
milk
thought you said
chocolate.
even though it turns my milk. Okay, I
Cocoa
got
Yeah, I
you.
like
Krispies is inferior to Cocoa Pebbles, though.
Also, Lucky Charms and Raisin Bran.
Yep.
Yeah, you're the biggest Lucky Charms fan I know because when we started dating, that was her cereal. Like she had a lot of Lucky Charms there.
Lucky
And I don't
Charms
think
with
I'd-
bananas.
I don't think I'd really ever ate Lucky Charms till I started dating you.
The cereal that's on my debit card's a bowl of Lucky Charms.
Okay, yeah.
But it's just because it was the best high def picture I could find to go on my card. So it could be any cereal. Who else you got on your list?
Well, I mean, my number one cereal ever is Fruity Pebbles. And,
Yeah, I
And then
can see
Cocoa
that.
Pebbles. I'll rotate them back in the day. Till
You know,
Mom
you
gets-
made those Rice Krispie treats with the Dino Pebbles, but you make them with Cocoa Pebbles one time. It's awesome.
Another one that we've not talked a whole lot about, but it was just me. I don't know why I love this because it's not a fancy name. Corn Pops. I loved Corn Pops.
Corn Pops are amazing.
Yeah, and they held up, under the milk, and yeah, Corn Pops and
I love to get the little box because when you buy the assorted packs now, there's only like one box of Corn Pops, maybe 2 out of 8.
yeah,
And it's like, you're like, man, I want those Corn Pops. And Apple Jacks are the same way.
Yeah.
Apple Jacks in that little assorted thing.
yeah.
is the fewest ones.
one little They're like, here you go.
Here,
have
throw
one.
one of these in there for you.
Yeah.
But I love Apple Jacks. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not, it wasn't in my top 5, but I do
Yeah, it's
love
one
Apple
that
Jacks.
it's one I don't think about, but then you got Apple
Yeah.
Jacks and Fruit Loops, obviously.
Fruit Loops,
Fruit Loops
absolutely.
is like anybody that don't. It might not be your favorite, but if you don't like Fruit Loops, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, you're psychotic.
Yeah, and of course, Mike's the last one. It was the Ghostbusters cereal in the '80s. I got
Yep.
it, and but I just remember the two. Like as a kid, it was like I wanted the Sugar Smacks, and
Here's the list of the top cereals from the 80s that were slated to be bad, or
Oh, okay.
they said they were bad.
Yeah.
Like the worst ones from the 80s: Nerds, C-3POs, OJs. Do y'all remember OJs?
I've seen.
I've
stuff
seen
on
the.
them, yeah.
I don't think I ever ate any because I wasn't
It
going to
doesn't-
support O.J. Simpson any longer. So
That
I was
It's
not.
orange juice cereal, right?
Yeah, orange
Yeah,
juice.
orange
I
juice.
can't
Orange
imagine
juice.
that being good
Oh.
with milk.
Yeah.
You like
Kicks. Do y'all remember Kicks?
Yeah. I
Oh
remember-
God!
I didn't like
li-
Kicks.
I
though.
like Kicks, the band and the cereal.
Silly Rabbit.
Rainbow Bright
No, that's Tricks. That's wrong. Yeah, Rainbow Bright. Yeah.
and Nintendo. I don't remember Nintendo.
All
cereal.
those were probably the same cereal, just with different shapes.
But those were supposedly the worst
Like
cereals from the
C-3POs.
80s.
They repurposed as Nintendos. They just made them
Yeah.
a different shape.
Well,
and
they did that a lot with
changed
stuff.
the die cut machine and then roll out the Nintendo now. 3POs are sold out.
I was talking about earlier that I thought I was getting an actual cereal box, but it was called Crazy Cow. That's what it was. I just looked it up, and the one thing I remember about it was that it turned your milk chocolate. So it was like a chocolate milk from the cow. So that was cool.
All right, what were yours, Chris?
So I'll go in like reverse order. Captain Crunch, then like Lucky Charms.
My brother was a Captain Crunch guy.
I love Captain
yeah.
Crunch. Crunch Berries, Captain Crunch.
Yeah,
It didn't
Crunch
matter.
Berries is what he had all the time.
Yeah, I've got some in my house right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, Lucky Charms. I've got it. T-shirts and Crocs and everything that way. Honeycombs, which I didn't think anybody else would put that on the list, but I loved honeycombs. Just like I like golden grams. Golden grams are phenomenal. I love
You can make a
those.
good dessert out of golden
I know.
grams, too.
I've got one. Yeah, I make it out of it.
I actually have a dessert that I make out of frosted mini wheats.
And we're going to have that after the podcast, right? Then Fruit Loops is there. Frosted Flakes is one of my all-time favorites, but I was thinking about the ones that I grew up loving so much, and I love Frosted Flakes more as an adult than I did as a kid.
I think that's how I am because we just had cornflakes, and I think once I moved on my own, Frosted Flakes was something I bought a lot of.
It was something that. But the greatest cereal I've not mentioned. This is the greatest cereal to ever be created, ever will be created, and ever be consumed. There's 3 of them: Count Chocula,
Oh yeah,
Boo Berry, and Frankenberry.
I have
Are
some
they-
Boo Berry upstairs right now.
Nice.
I'll
It's-
give them to you.
Okay,
You
it's
remind me.
the greatest cereal ever, and it used to be on the shelf all the time when we were kids.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could get it whenever.
the monster cereals.
Then
yeah.
they took them away.
You
and then
get
they started
special
putting-
releases now.
Yeah, now
Well,
it's just,
Halloween. They always put them out
Yeah.
Halloween. So what I do I didn't do it this past year because there's some stuff going on in my life. Last year I didn't have a lot, but
I remember you told me right when they was fixing to put you under for your heart surgery. He's like, "Go get me the monster cereals."
Yeah, I would. That would be like one of my last meals on earth.
Just in case you don't make it, you got anything else to say? Give me the monster cereals.
So Walmart put out the monster cereals, and then after Halloween, they put everything discounted. So I went in and bought 8 or 10 boxes of every one of the cereals, and they were marked down like $1.50 a piece.
Oh, yeah.
And I had those in my storage house outside. When I would run out of one, I'd go grab it out of that. And for a whole year, I had monster cereals for an entire year, which was great. But Boo Berry's my favorite all time. Then Count Chocula, then Frankenberry. They're just the milk's perfect. Those are perfect ice cream toppings. That's to me is the greatest cereal ever created. Period. And I will tell you, being a Funko Pop collector, the most valuable Funko Pop, advertising Funko Pop you can ever get is Count Chocula, because that was the very first one they ever put out. It was, and it's worth like, last time I looked, they were like $500-$600 for one. It might be more now, but that was it. And it was just, those are talking about advertising those characters. And I've got the little 45, the Monster Mash they put out, where it was those guys singing and stuff like that. I've got all that stuff. It's just the greatest cereal. But that was for me. I could get it whenever I wanted to as a kid. Then they took it away from me, and I was upset.
What would you say is the most talked about cereal that we talked about here? Fruit Loops?
Yeah, Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Or Frosted Flakes, probably.
If you watch
'cause we
any,
talked about
as a
Tony so much.
Baptist, as a church people like we are, I can remember every time in a church, if you see anybody had a small kid and they were getting antsy, their mother would open up a Ziploc bag with Fruit Loops in it and
Yep.
give it
Been
to
there,
them to
done
keep them
that.
quiet. Yeah, I was one of them as a kid, and then I watched other kids do it.
Gosh, I need to try that with you.
Yeah, it'd keep me awake, keep my blood sugar up.
You can actually buy little bags like you talk about in the vending machine, but you can buy them at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like the bags of stuff. Like
Yeah.
I've seen little bags of Lucky Charms marshmallows. I've seen Fruit Loops. I've seen little stuff. And Fruit Loops put out some gummy candy that were actually the Fruit Loops, but it had
Oh,
like
yes,
a little.
those were really
Yeah, they were.
good.
You can't find them
Yeah,
hardly.
those were good.
And then they
My
got the
kids,
straws that you
Greg-
drink out of.
My kids had a special container for Cheerios at church.
Yeah.
It was shaped like a giant Cheerio. It was round.
Yep, I've
It
seen
was
those.
plastic, and one side of it flipped up, and you could put your Cheerios in it for your kids
Yeah.
as a snack.
It's just, who knows if Cheerios is the greatest thing for a kid, but we know it's the greatest thing for a kid because every mom does it.
Right.
Every dad does it. So,
It's been proven.
yep.
Well, Chris,
What you got?
that's some good stuff. I was just saying.
Thanks. So that was our 80s cereal Pixel People pod. There
Yeah.
we go. And like I
Who's
used
hungry?
we're going to have cereal
Kill
after
for
this.
some cereal right now.
But like I always used to say in our podcast, I said, this was a fun bowl, is what I used
Yeah.
to say. And hopefully y'all enjoyed it.
Now, you people that listen to the podcast when we talk about a movie and Chris gives it 3 or 4 bowls,
You know why?
you know where it came
Yep.
from.
Like I get every year for Christmas, I get cereal related stuff from friends of mine. So people, I mean, I'm easy to buy for. They know that I like that kind of stuff. So
This won't be the last one we'll do on this. We'll a couple more times. We'll have to go back and visit something about cereal or something tied in with the 80s, and it's a
we're just gonna
interesting
set up a
topic. For
buffet
sure.
Our
bar
favorite
here.
commercials.
Yeah, favorite cartoon. Oh yeah, the favorite. Well, I mean, just we could literally do it, and
Favorite cereal commercials. what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
and we'll also
from
we
the
could do
80s.
one on their favorite cereal mascots and tell the history behind them. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've got all that in one of
Yeah,
mine. So,
and Chris,
yeah.
tell people that the Box Talk Pod is still up.
Yeah, you can still listen to it.
Yeah.
this was awesome to get to do this again because of my love of it. But I used to do it. I mean, it was all the time. I mean, I did, I think, 2 years of it. It's the Box Talk podcast. It's on Apple. It's on Spotify. It's there.
My son-in-law, Chris, 7 or 8 years ago, asked me to co-host a podcast with him and another guy, and I didn't do it because I was like, I'm not doing a podcast. You know, this is too much work. And then you did the Box Talk podcast, and you was telling me how, it's easy to upload it and do this. And that podcast is why I jumped into this one, because you told me how to do it and set it up.
And I used a different format. Like, you're a lot more technologically advanced than I am with that stuff. And, you know, I've done some other stuff, and I said I hate editing stuff. You're like, I actually like editing. But they do make it relatively simple for somebody as simple-minded as I am when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I always think, you know, if you love something and you've got a passion to talk about it, you know, put a podcast out. Even if you only get a couple listeners, if you put it out and you're happy with it, you've done something that makes you happy. So.
Guess I'll do it on this one. Chris, any parting words?
Yeah, I do. Until the next bowl is poured, remember to grab your spoon, bowl, cereal, and milk, and let's eat.
Jan?
Shine on.
The Pixel People Pod. Zap, 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 it's on. Rewind the future fraud. The Pixel People Pod.
Thank you for coming to our podcast.